Coming up on 11 minutes after 8 o'clock here on Wadsworth Community Radio. A little Billy Preston there from the early 80s.
The late Billy Preston.
That's right. That's right, the late Billy Preston. Well, the one person that's not late is Jesse. Jesse was here bright and early with us this morning. Here was a good morning, sir.
Good morning, Tom. How are you?
Good. You running on caffeine here? Or the last?
I think I'm on cup number 3, maybe.
There we go. Yeah. Well, again, thanks for coming in with us this morning. I know, other than with the Relay for Life coming up, you've been busy on quite a few other ventures here too. So this last week has been, and it's all a good thing. It's a good tired, but nonetheless, we've all been busy. And again, that speaks a lot. Take a second here. That speaks a lot to the town that we're in.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, with the Blue Tip Festival, the parade, the American Blind Golf that was here, the concerts, the 3rd of July fireworks, and now your event coming up here with the Relay for Life. I mean, that just speaks volumes to Wadsworth.
Oh,
so tell us a little bit about how the numbers are going and a little bit about Relay for Life here, how it's going this year. This is your second year, correct?
Yes, this is my second year as chairman. We're actually looking even better than we did last year, which I'm really pleased to say. We're looking at a goal of 46,000 this year, and I think we're already at about 32.
What did you have last year? 38?
I think we were around 38.
Yeah, I was
38.
and you were shooting for 35 last year, and
Yeah,
you went 2 or 3 over from what I remember. Yeah,
we
exactly.
did really well.
Yeah.
This year I'm looking to do the same, hopefully, knock on wood. Few things we're changing this year. Some of the entertainment's going to be a little bit different. We're not going to be so heavy on the bands this year. We're lucky enough to have Emily Dorland, who always does our Star Spangled Banner, to open up. She's actually going to come back that evening and perform for an hour. So that'll be a nice change.
8 to 9, I believe,
yes,
correct?
8 to 9.
Yeah.
She has she does period pieces, so she'll probably come up and do a medley. I imagine it'll be really interesting. Another new addition this year is we're doing a Hope for the Cure paint session. Like, I don't know if you're familiar with the paint and sips that have been going everywhere for fundraisers. Well, we're doing that just without the sip.
Okay, yeah.
The registration has to be pre-registered to be able to be involved with that. There's a link on our Facebook page to do that. Other than that, our theme this year is we're doing Let's Relay Like It's Your Birthday. So everything's going to be very birthday themed. The educational messages are going to be, each team is sponsoring their own survivor. So they're celebrating that survivor's birthday. So I think that'll be a fun way to tie the theme in with our survivors that are here.
And you have a lot of different. I mean, again, there's bouncy houses and a little bit of everything else for the kids. But you have, and again, the lunch starts at 12 o'clock. The actual opening ceremonies are at 1 o'clock, but then you go through the sunrise service starts at 5:30 on Sunday morning. But even during that time overnight, there are things going on almost hour by hour throughout the entire event. Correct?
Oh, absolutely. We try to spread it out because those are the hours when you need the extra push.
Those 2-3 in the morning is when things get
Yes, and luckily that last year, along with this year, Starbucks is kind enough to donate coffee for us.
Oh, there we go.
That was a big hit last year.
Oh, yeah. I bet it was a big hit
About
last
3 o'clock in the morning, everybody found where that coffee was real quick.
Yeah.
We're doing a lot more themes laps this year. We have gift certificates we're giving away for the different winnings. We're having even a pajama party lap at midnight. Just kind of liven it up a little bit at the late night hours.
You have a clown contest too, if I recall, right?
Yes, dress up like a clown. We have Wads Peds, Dr. Olenschlager and his group. They are doing the kids area again for us.
Okay,
they did an amazing job last year. They had the whole area where the high jump was nothing but activities for the kids. And I mean, I think there was kids there for like 12 to 15 hours. They didn't leave.
Yeah.
Just before we get too far down the road here, let's assume people don't know what the relay's about. Who's it for? Why is it? Kind of go into all of that as to what exactly the Relay for Life is.
Absolutely. Relay for Life is the single biggest fundraiser for the American Cancer Society, which most people are familiar with them. They raise money for research. They've funded I don't know how many Pulitzer Prize winners now for cancer research. They've started the research early in their careers, which is a huge push. It gives them that boost. They have things to help people right now, like they have They give people rides to treatments. They provide housing for people that are their family are getting treatments and they're away from their home. And all of this is free of charge, if you qualify, obviously. So it's to benefit those programs and to make those possible. There's about, last time I heard, there's about 5,000 relays across the nation. That number, I'm sure, has grown since the last time I've read that, because it's constantly being added new. Wadsworth's been doing it ever since I can remember. I can't tell you exactly how many years we've been doing it. It's a community event. You walk for 24 hours, but we have changed our format to 18 hours now, just to kind of shorten it up a little bit, because if those last 4 hours, everybody's pretty grumpy.
Okay, now, how do you get people involved? I mean, I know you have teams. Can folks come out if they don't have a team, or do you have to join a team? Talk about that.
We have both. We have registration the day of, and you can sign up on our website. I always tell everybody the easiest way is to Google Wadsworth Relay for Life, and it'll take you right to the page, instead of giving them this big, long address that they're never going to remember anyways. You can do that. Survivors are absolutely free, and we welcome them, and we want them to come and enjoy the day. They have a brunch at 12. It doesn't cost them a dime. They leave with a gift, and they have a real enjoyable experience, because that's the reason we're there in the first place, is because of our survivors. We have the Luminaria that we sell, which all goes towards the fundraising. They're bags that we line the track at in the evening, and as you walk, you can pass by the bags that have been dedicated to survivors. They've been dedicated to those who have fought the battle and have lost, those that are still fighting. It's really, if you've never had the opportunity to come and experience that, I highly recommend coming out, even if it's just for the Luminaria ceremony. I don't think I've ever left there and there was a dry eye at the end of it. It's very powerful.
Well, I was on top of I was up on the press box there, and when that started last night, or last year, I mean, and to see from up there, you can get the scope of the whole thing.
It's powerful.
Yeah, it is.
It is a powerful
moment. It really
moment.
is. I mean, you see the enormity of, look at all, and then you realize that each one of those candles represents someone, living or gone, or hope, or whatever, or wishes, whatever. And again, that is just, and again, you realize how many people are there, but then you realize how many people aren't there. That's just our group of people, right? Circle. That's just in our little circle. How many people that it affects and touches, both for the good and bad. That from the hope side, and then from the devastation of cancer. You just saw that, and you're right. It's really it is. It's an emotional moment.
And then I always sit there and I personally always think each one of those bags also represents an entire family affected by that. It's not just the individual.
Right.
It's their friends, their family, their community. I mean, those bags, one bag represents a lot of people. So it's a really powerful moment.
The teams that you put together, Jesse, are these other nonprofit organizations? Are these represent businesses in town? Are they families? Who, how do you try to gather them up?
Those teams are the entire gambit of the community. We have Walmart does a team, and then I have like Grace Lutheran Church here has a team. I have people that just have friends that have fought the battle and they want to make a team for them. I mean, there's everything and anything. It's not inclusive to any one specific group. I mean, if you want to make a team, go make a team. I mean, there's nothing stopping you. It costs you nothing. You can fundraise as that team. You raise money, and then you come out and you walk with us and you enjoy the day.
Yeah, that's how the money is earned.
Generated.
Is through the sponsorship of the team or sponsorship of yourself, or however you want to describe it.
And then also we do a lot of on-site fundraising the day of. Everybody's doing raffles and baskets and food, and I mean, that's some of the ideas for some of the fundraisers. We had a prayer booth last year. We had I think this year they're going to have a jail, and you can pay $5 to put somebody in jail, and then you have to pay $5 to get out, or you're going to sit there for 10 minutes. Yeah, I mean, it gets really creative. It's a lot of fun.
Now, let's say, okay, so you have your walkers and your the teams and everything that are there for the entire time. What if someone has maybe an hour or a half hour that they would like to help, but can't commit to the whole time? They can come out and help too, right? I mean, it's just
absolutely
okay. Tell us about how somebody like that can get involved.
And even last year, people just came up and enjoyed the day. They came and checked out all the campsites, because all the campsites are decorated. They're all themed. Every team does their own thing, and then they can come out. They can see what everybody's raffling, everybody's selling. They can participate. They don't have to necessarily even sign up and register to come out.
Oh, it's 97.1 Wadsworth Community Radio, 8:21 in the morning here on a Wednesday morning, overlooking the square in downtown Wadsworth. 70+ degree. Warmed up pretty quick out there.
It did, yes.
What's the weather look like this weekend, Jesse? Have you taken a look?
90s.
90s, yeah. Now you know what? Last year I remember it was a little bit cool in the evening, because again, being up there on the on the press box or whatever, I'm sitting there thinking, okay, it's July. I never thought about bringing a jacket with me, but it was cool up there. So,
and then I remember a year before that, it rained for about an hour, just enough to get everybody wet.
Yeah.
All right, Jesse, people, man. All right, you're there for 18 hours. What are you doing at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? I mean, you have to go hour by hour, but I mean, people are still, walking at that time, and because people might think, well, that's a heck of a thing to do in the middle of the night, but there's stuff going on.
Some people prefer the night shift because it's not so hot out.
That's true too. Yeah,
we do poker hands every lap. The teams get cards, and then at the end of the day, in the morning we pull the best poker hand and they win. We even have a teddy bear lap where you can bring your favorite stuffed animal and you can walk with that. And I mean, there's constantly activity going on throughout the whole event. There's always something to see, something to do. Kids, grandparents, family. It's a very involved event.
All right, are there lights here? Is it stone cold? Oh, okay.
We line the track with those luminaries.
Yeah, I know the luminaries, but I mean, if you're looking, is there a lighter on, or are you just kind of walking around in the dark here?
Yeah, but you don't really need it. I mean, with the way that it's open like it is, the ambient light from the high school and everything else really sets the tone for the walk.
And I know last year, and I know, number one, we want to say good morning to Terry Kreider, who's listening to our interview this morning here on 97.1. And last year, I know that, and again, during the luminary ceremony there, and again, you're doing it up a little bit different this year, but there is a slideshow of people and everything. And last year, I know the names were, someone was there. In fact, I believe Matt Anthony from the station here was part of the ones that was reading the names. But this year, again, there's a slideshow there with survivors and families and everything there that starts that, correct?
Yeah, we've been advertising it on our page. People have names and pictures of loved ones that they would like to be a part of that show. And I think we'll still take them if they're still out there. There's an email address that's on our Facebook page. I don't know it right off the top of my head. But you can send those photos to there, and we can make sure those slides get placed into the... And it's a beautiful thing. I mean, I think we even had an animal in there at one point.
Oh, yeah.
I think there was a dog.
Yeah. Well, and
nobody's exempt.
No, you talk about pets. Well, Tina, who normally is on maternity leave, sits over here. Her dog had a tumor or whatever, and so no, I mean there's no one or nothing that's exempt from it. So and again, those the animals they can certainly be a big part of the family too. I mean, they grow up with, the kids get a puppy when they're 2 years old and they're 17, 18 years old, and it's another kid. That dog's still there. So yeah, it does. There's no part of our lives that cancer does not touch.
I'm also excited this year. Kelsey Sandman, who's a local girl here that most people in the community know her. She's our honoree this year, and I'm excited to say that she's going to send off our survivors at the Survivor Lab. she's really excited to do that. So.
And you're going to do the butterfly release.
Yep, we do that every year.
7:30 or that's
7:30.
Yeah.
Yep, and that's a neat thing. It's one of the team's fundraisers, actually. That's what they do as their fundraiser is they sell cups with a butterfly in it, and they say this beautiful poem, and everybody gets together, and everybody releases them at the same time, and then they end up landing on everybody's heads and on your ears. And
exactly, I do. I remember. I remember last year when they released the butterflies, and some of them. They flew up, and then, I mean, there were just some of them, the little kids. I mean, there were a couple of little, and again, it was one of those moments where, there wasn't a dry eye, but there were like 3 butterflies that landed on this little girl there that, and she had just gone through chemo and everything else. And they did. I mean, it looked like a Disney cartoon, but you understood the moment there that, the nature and everything. The 3 little butterflies flew over and they landed right on this little, it was really, really neat. Yeah.
There's a few times during the day where I even have a hard time keeping a dry eye, and I'm a vet.
Yeah.
And if you're walking around in downtown or on the trees and in that, you still, there are the purple ribbons that are at just as a serve as a reminder for everyone.
Yeah,
right?
we put those out as a reminder. It's a thing we started last year called Paint the Town Purple, and it's just to let everybody know that we're going to be here this Saturday, and this is where we're going to kick off, and hope to everybody come out. Anybody, you do not have to walk to come out and participate.
Right,
come out and support it.
That's right. And if you need a cool place to be at 3 a.m, there are people around. There are bleachers there. I know that.
Yep. If you can't sleep and you've got insomnia, you're welcome to come out and join us.
And again, this is at the track area there behind the high school and the middle school. When you can actually get there, you can get there from either direction. If you head up to the middle school and then head around back, it circles around to the right. If you go to the high school and you drive in there and you go past the West End WCTV and the Suprema Senior Center, there's that drive that a lot of people don't know where that circles right on back if you haven't been into the sporting events to the back parking lot. And again, you'll see the tennis courts and everything back there. And again, once you get back there, it's going to be obvious where everything's taking place. But the track is just on the east side of the tennis courts and the ball diamonds there. And again, plenty of parking, easy to get in, get out of.
We do ask that whole front row right by the track.
Right.
We mark them off as well as we can, but we can't dedicate somebody there to babysit the spots. Those are for survivors and handicapped. So if you're not a survivor, don't have a survivor with you, or not handicapped, please don't park in those spots.
That's that little small area there that just that's right at the north end of the track. But again, right across the street or right across the drive there. There's plenty of parking out there. Yeah, you can.
Days.
Right, exactly. So
that's right. More information, just Google Wadsworth Relay for Life.
Yep, go to the ACS site. Also, we have a Facebook page. It's very active. We keep it up to date. We're really proactive with that. That's also Wadsworth Relay for Life on Facebook. And if you do want to register, go to the American Cancer Society one, and everything's there. You just point and click.
Okay. Well, good, Jesse. Thank you very much. I will see you out there on Saturday. And again, we want to mention too that if someone would just want to come out for even this part of it, Lieutenant Mark Baggs, our own very Lieutenant Mark Baggs from the Wadsworth Salvation Army, is going to be holding the sunrise service at 5:30 on Sunday morning, and that kind of starts the wrap up and the closing ceremony, so to speak. But that will be out there at 5:30 in the morning,
bright and early.
So and again, thanks. And again, thanks for. And again, we talk about that community thing. You look at even at the fireworks down here. You looked at all the community people that were involved. Well, look at all the community that's involved down there. You've got the Salvation Army, and just so many of the teams that are from the groups in the area that are coming out there. Again, that's just that that's just that community spirit here that Wadsworth just always seems like they find.
We're blessed to have that. We really are.
Right. Well, thanks for coming in, Jesse. Appreciate it much.
Thank you.
Okay, take care. It's 8:30 in the morning here on Wadsworth Community Radio 97.1.